I know for myself, a lot of it is having those conversations with, the older generations. I find sometimes, and I was guilty of this myself at a younger age, where I didn't really pay attention to the history so much. I was more sort of obsessed, well, or concerned with the sort of the here and now and the present day. And I don't think I took the time to listen to those histories and those stories and to really appreciate what the generations before me had kind of gone through and how they sort of helped pave the way for my generation. And so I think in a lot of ways, the way that you learn is to pay attention to those people that are all of different the generation, so that you can sort of share your stories but also gain an appreciation for their journey. And I know for myself, I just didn't think to ask people questions about themselves. Like, I don't know, maybe it was just sort of a youth thing, but I think that's something that I've felt as I've gotten older, is that sense sometimes where you're just kind of like not dismissed, but you're kind of put into a certain age category, and whatever opinions you might have or perspectives might sometimes not be appreciated to the full extent, because you're also drawing on a life of experience too, right? And so I think that for younger people, for me, there is a very rich history to learn from older generations and from the different generations that came before, and to just open up those conversations and ask those questions and just be willing to hear about those experiences, and to learn from them themselves.
Yeah, I mean, this is thematically so important to my novel, like a love story. Like in my novel, there's three teenagers who are the core characters, but the other main character is one of their uncles, Stephen, who is an ACT UP activist. And one of the things he does is he creates these note cards for this queer kid that he's a mentor to, and the note cards kind of lay out both, queer history, but also queer culture, queer language, queer concepts. And I think he does that because he's well aware that it won't be taught in schools, and because, certainly in 1989, the majority of families were, had heterosexual parents. It wasn't being passed down through families. And I think when you're young, if something isn't being passed down by your parents or by your school, you really have to seek it out yourself in order to find it in a very active way. And I think that can be a very hard thing to do. So yeah, I would concur with this idea of like the importance of talking to people from different generations, having a dialogue. I think queer mentorship is so important, and respecting our elders and including them in conversations, having a dialogue. And of course there are books, there are movies. I mean, there's so much. Like in the back of the book, I recommend so many books and authors and places that people can look, because we, I think, hopefully lead people, if we, if people read one of these books, hopefully it then inspires them to just engage with a time period in a deeper way by looking at more material.